Welcome everyone. My name is Ellen Lally. I'm a sales team lead here at Bright. I've been working for the company for the past 3.5 years now. And yeah, we're all very excited about this new acquisition. Excited today to show you our BrightPay Payroll software and our BrightPay Connect cloud extension. So without further ado, I'm just going to share my screen here and we'll kick it off. So just bear with me for one moment now. Perfect. Okay, so first of all, I suppose the goal of the demo today is to show you our BrightPay payroll software and our cloud extension BrightPay Connect. And really, I just want to show you, I suppose, how BrightPay can really streamline your payroll process. It can improve your service offering to your clients, and it'll really save you money as well. So I'll do a quick overview of both offerings, and then I'll open up the floor to any questions that you may have at the end. And I suppose just before I kick it off, just to note that, you know, BrightPay, it's a fully inclusive package. So it includes CIS, P11Ds, automatic enrollment. We do offer migration assistance, and we do have free email and telephone support. Our customers have voted us a 99% customer satisfaction rating, and we also provide payroll software to about 330,000 customers across SMEs and large bureaus across the UK and the Irish market. So yeah, just to note as well, BrightPay is a desktop payroll software. So when you purchase a BrightPay license, you can download BrightPay onto 10 different PCs or devices, and you can then back it up to a server or Dropbox, Google Drive, and that will allow for multiple users. We do also have BrightPay Connect, and that is a portal where your clients will have access to their information, an employee app, and it also backs up the payroll software to Microsoft Azure every 15 minutes. So you can be rest assured that you will have a backup of your payroll software. So I will touch base on that a bit further on in the session, but just to let you know as well, we are working on a fully cloud-based payroll software at the moment. So that's in beta testing, and we'll hopefully have more information over the next few months and when that will go live. So yeah, just to note as well, BrightPay can be used on both Mac and Windows as well. So this is just our open screen here in BrightPay. So you'll have the list of all your clients here on this open screen. So this open screen here can be customized. So once you right click, you can choose columns here. So you can, you know, alter this open screen to have a few more different tabs up here at the top, or maybe you just want to limit it, the number of tabs that you have. It's also great because you can color code it here. So what we'd recommend is that you color code maybe some of your single directors in one color, maybe a weekly payroll or a different kind of monthly payroll in different colors here. So this can be really customized to the way that you would like it to be displayed. As I mentioned a few moments ago, we do have a migration assistance team. So I know that's kind of the one pain point. You know, people think, oh, I'd love to move to BrightPay, but you know, the migration will be a lot of work. So really the migration team are here to assist you in moving your data across. We do have some direct imports here, and then the migration team can help with any of the other providers and moving the data across. As well, we have a batch operation here. So this is one of the most fantastic features, I think, in our payroll software. So a lot of customers I would be dealing with would say that, you know, the static payroll or the single director payrolls can take up a huge amount of time. So we've designed BrightPay to really cut out the amount of time that you spend on those single directors. So what we have here is we've a batch operation. So you can check for coding notices for all your single directors at once. You can then finalize all the open pay periods for all your single directors at once. And then you can send any RTIs or CIS submissions all at once. So the way it works is you can select all your single directors, and you can select them here based on your color code as well. So basically, once you have BrightPay Connect as well, you will then, there's no need to send out the pay slips There's no need to send reports out. They will all go onto your client's portal automatically. So really, you can process payroll for all your single directors in a few clicks of a button here. A lot of customers I've been dealing with over the last few years have said this feature alone has saved them maybe 10 hours a month, you know, so it definitely is something to use within BrightPay. That's one other thing just to show you on this open screen as well, is we do have a Bureau Statistics report. So you can actually pull a report of all your clients here on the number of payslips that you might have finalized, maybe new starters. And this is really great for when you're looking to pull reports on how much to bill your clients. So you can see here all the different reporting elements that you can do for all your clients at once. And again, these can be printed, exported out, and to a CSV as well. So that's the open screen here. What I will do is I'm going to click into one of my sample companies. And this will open up my sample company here. So in BrightPay at the top of the screen, you'll see all the different kind of tabs up here. And these are just our pay frequencies. So we can cater for weekly, fortnightly, 4-weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. And we don't have any limit to the number of employees that you can have. I know some of our competitors have limits to maybe 250 employees, but we don't have anything like that. So as you'll see in my monthly, the little kind of shadow person is just to let you know which is the open pay period. So in this month here in May, you can see all my employees within that pay frequency. And same if I go into my 4-weekly, fortnightly and weekly. So BrightPay is, so basically you'll see these flags here. So BrightPay does background checks on all your employees. So it'll basically just indicate if they're in the right NI category, if they're eligible job holders, if they have a right to join a scheme. So you'll see these notifications here if there's something that you need to action within each of your employees. But before I touch on that, I'll just click in here. So in BrightPay, you'll see here I have a monthly paid employee. I can pay employees hourly. I can pay them via daily pay piece of work rates. And again, with additions and deductions, we have many pre-set additions and deductions here, but you can also create your very custom addition and deduction types. And you can also add additions to multiple employees. You can also add an addition to repeat until manually removed, or you can keep this deduction here up until a certain date. You can also deduct, NI or payee tax there too. Under statutory pay here as well, this is where we can enter in some leave for the employee. So for Adana here, you can see I've booked her off for a week of annual leave. She's been off sick for a few days as well. So it's very easy to come in here and see how many days the employee is left. And if, for example, we want to mark them off here, say on maternity pay, it's very easy just to come in, click parenting leave, click maternity leave. And if there is some, if the average weekly earnings are in BrightPay, it'll calculate it here. If they aren't in the software, if you've just moved over to BrightPay, you can manually enter in the average weekly earnings amount here too. Once I click save, you'll now see that's all populated in here in the software. As well, we do have some custom leave types. So I know a lot of companies now have like mental health days. Maybe they have, volunteering days. So you can create that within the software here, and that will be an option for them. So just that section there. So now what I'm going to do, you can also add in some notes too, just for that will be displayed on the payslip or just for your own records as well. As you enter in some of the additions or deductions here, this calculator will automatically update. And there is a little section on the bottom right to see any leave that was taken within this month. So just to show you about these background checks that I mentioned. So William here, for example, is in the wrong NI category. So it's just a matter of updating it there. Now you can see here that we have Zeus. So Zeus is an eligible job holder who must be enrolled into a qualifying scheme. So again, BrightPay, it's very intuitive. So it will let you know if there is something that you need to action and it will flag it. So for example, here for Zeus, if I just go into the pension scheme, we have API direct integrations here with Nest, the People's Pension, Smart Pension, and Aviva. So with these APIs, there's no need for a CSV upload anymore. It'll send the payroll information straight across to these providers. All the rest here are CSV uploads. And if we don't cater for any of these providers here, you can add a traditional scheme into the software too. So just to show you here, I have set one up for Nest. I've set up a monthly group here, and I've put in my employer contributions and my employee contributions. It's very easy just to create a group. You can use the minimum contribution rates, or custom contribution rates, or a fixed amount for each pay period. So just to show you how easy it is to enroll one of my employees into our Nest scheme, all I do is click View Options, Enroll into a qualifying scheme. If I wish, I could postpone or mark as opt-out or exempt. But for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to show you how to enroll here. So I select the enrolment date, which scheme. Obviously, I've a few set up here. I've one with Smart Nest. I'm just going to select monthly here. And I can select relief at source or none. Once I click continue, you can now see that my employee has been enrolled. And I can also create the letter for the employee now. Just to note, you can actually enroll multiple employees into a scheme. So if you do move over to BrightPay, you can batch enroll your employees into the pension scheme as well. So there's an option to print the letter, create a PDF, email it, or I can put it onto the self-service portal, Brightpay Connect, which I'll show you now in a couple of moments. So I'm going to mark this as done for this employee. So you can see now that the warning flag is now gone. Just to show you as well, if you have a CSV file of any hours worked or additions or deductions, they can also be imported into BrightPay here, rather than manually adding them into this section. Before you finalize the payroll, you can also pull a quick report just to make sure everything is how it should be before you go and finalize your payslips. That's just to show you there. And yeah, once you're happy that all your payroll information is correct, it's very simple to go and run the payroll now. So all you need to do is click Finalize Payslips. Once you're happy with all that information, you can select OK. And now you'll see here that we have some more options available to us. So if you wish, you can print the payslips, email the payslips, export the payslips out to a PDF. With BrightPay Connect, there is no need to action any of these here, because the payslips will automatically go onto the employee's portal. So that will cut out this step here. Just to show you briefly what the payslips look like, I'm just going to show you how this one looks here. And again, we have a few different options in how you can customize the payslip. So you can go into options here, and you can add in, maybe take off their annual leave balance, show a bit more of the employee information if you so wish. So that's just that section there. So then the next step is to pay employees. So with BrightPay Connect, with BrightPay, you can pay staff through a bank file, check, cash, or via modular. So we have a new integration with a company called Modular, and basically it's an alternative to BACS payments. So we offer this service to modular customers, and it's basically a faster payments network. So essentially you set your account up with Modular, clients approve the payments, they ensure that there's enough funds in the account, and then staff are paid within 90 seconds. So it offers a lot more flexibility rather than the traditional BACS file, which you need to prepare, usually 3 days in advance of payday. So this is a much quicker, flexible way of paying staff. But look, if you wish to use a bank file, that is catered for in the software too. So yeah, if modular is something that you're interested in, we can put you in touch with them and they will help you get set up. Just to kind of mention as well, a lot of kind of customers say to me that, a lot of their pain points with their current payroll software is reopening a payslip, can be a bit of a nightmare. So in BrightPay, it's very, very easy to reopen a payslip. All you need to do is click reopen, select the employee, And then we will just add in what we forgot to do. So let's just say we forgot to give commission to this employee. We can just go in, pop it in, finalize the payslip again, and click OK. And once we do this, all we need to do then is go into the RTI tab and we can send an additional FPS. Now you can see here, I do have an FPS for my first, when I finalized the payslips a few moments ago. And it's very easy just to send your FPS straight across to Hmrc. If I want to go and send my additional FPS, I'll show you how to do that now. So you can see how quick and easy it is to send information across there. So that's gone through there now. So that's the FPS. You can also send an EPS through the software, and verification requests, expense and benefits, and then this is where we can send our additional FPS for our employee. And when we do that, we can select the reason why it was late, and we can just say it's a correction to an earlier submission. So that's just the section here under RTI. Also in the software too, our coding notices are here, so I can download any changes for any of my employees. And then with our journals as well. So on BrightPay, we have a lot of APIs or direct integrations here with some of the accounting software companies. So literally with the API, it's just a matter of mapping the payroll information to the nominal code. And then once the software will remember that thereafter, and the payroll information will go directly across to the accounting software. So it cuts out the CSV upload that you may traditionally have done. So yeah, you can see all the different providers that we have there. So that's kind of everything in the payroll tab. The next section I just want to show you is our analysis tab. So the analysis tab here is everything to do with reports. So in BrightPay, we have a lot of kind of pre-installed reports here. So you can select each of them. But what's fantastic about BrightPay is that we actually have a custom report tab. So you can make your own custom reports for your payroll reports, CIS or Hmrc. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to create a report. So we'll just call it test report 2022. And you can select the time frame for your report. You can also report on employees and departments or one of each. You can select your employees, you can delete them if you so wish. And then here in this tab, you can add and remove columns. So we have hundreds of different items here that we can add into a report. So I'm just going to select a few here. But as you can see, we have lots of different items throughout the software that we can report on here. So we can report on year-to-dates, and then any specific employer items that you've set up as well, you can report on too. So once I'm happy, I've selected everything from my report, I'll just select OK and click Run Report. And once I'm happy with my report, everything looks fine. What I would recommend to do is just click Save. And then if you click the display bar, it'll always display up here. And then when you click BrightPay Connect, this means that this report will now be displayed on your client's dashboard in BrightPay Connect. They can log in, it's cloud, it's all on the cloud, so your client can log in 365 days a year, 24/7, and access their reports. And it cuts out you as a bureau having to send reports every week, every month. It puts the onus on your client to log in and view the reports when they wish to do so. And then they'll be able to download those reports to a CSV or a PDF. So I'll show you that in a few more moments, but just that's how you would put it up to Connect. If there's too many reports here, or same on BrightPay Connect, which I'll show in a moment, you can go into Manage Saved Reports here, and you can tick less on Connect, or maybe you want a few more in Connect, or same on the bar up here, you can add some in, take some off. And if you have like a really customized report that you want all your clients within BrightPay to use, you can import this. So you can import it in from another BrightPay file. So it does say you don't have to go creating this report for like 50 different clients. You can easily import it across all your BrightPay files. that's just the reporting section there. The employee tab then is just, this is where all our employees are, all the employee information is in the system. We can edit some of the information here. Maybe there's some other details. You can see if they're in a department, if it's wage. You can see their annual leave entitlement. So it could be done by the number of annual leave days, or it can be accrued by the number of hours worked by the 12.07%. You can also see when they started, or if they're a leaver, how they're paid. And then you've this section here for their tax and NI. If they are an off payroll worker or an IR35, you can just select it here in the software too. And then you can update any of the HR information here too. Within the calendar tab, this is where we'll have the overview of their calendar. So if I go into a Dana from earlier on, we can see all the calendar information here. Automatic enrollment will just let us know when a Dana was enrolled, and any information or any letters we can use here. Attachment orders can also be used within the software too. So you can see I've one in the system here. Very easy to do at no extra cost either. Same with expense and benefits. So we have a lot of expense and benefits within the software here too, and it's very easy to add in a P11D. I've just done one here for Brennan here. It's for a car, and within BrightPay you can use you can do it as a P11D or payrolling of benefits. And as well, it's very easy to come in and print off your P11D here. So I'll just show you quickly what it looks like. Yeah, so there you go. It's very neat, nice neat P11D. And again, it can be printed, emailed, or it can go straight up onto the portal for the employee too. And same for P45s, P60s, it's all here within the software. The employer tab is just for your client, just the client information. You can pop in their logo, you can create departments, hourly rates, daily rates, piece of work rates, any kind of additions or deductions for your client you can do in here as a company level. The next section is Hmrc Payments. So here you'll be able to see what's outstanding to Hmrc. You can enter in any payments received from Hmrc for statutory pay. You can pop that in there. You can enable your employment allowance and enable your apprenticeship levy as well. If you have any CIS deduction suffered, you can pop that into this section here too. With Hmrc, you can also pay them through a BACS file, or you can pay them through Modular, which is a fast payments platform. So yeah, these both options there. And it's very easy to print your P30 report out as well. I've touched on the RTI tab there from earlier on. That's just where we can send our FPS. We can go in and print off any previous ones. And then the pension tab. So I did touch on this briefly earlier on, but this is where we have all our APIs and our CSV for our pension providers. You'll see that I have some contribution summaries and enrollment summaries outstanding. So the great thing with BrightPay is if I have an FPS to send, I'll have a little alert up here. And if I have any pension contributions to send, I'll be alerted too. So you can never go too wrong with BrightPay. So you can see here, I have an enrollment summary that's outstanding. So I can just send that through the software. As I'm just in a dummy environment here, I'll just be marking it as done. And same with my contribution summary too, I can also send it across to Nest. I can also approve payments as well within BrightPay for Nest. And you'll see I have a submission outstanding there for Nest too. There are a lot of pre-installed letters for pensions here within BrightPay too, that you can create for your staff. And then you can also put a journey report. So this will just create a report on when each of your employees were enrolled, what action was taken, when were they assessed, all that information is in here too. And then the very last section is just CIS. So CIS is a module that's included in the price in BrightPay. So it basically works very similar to the payroll software. You have your list of subcontractors here. You can enter in monthly pay, any cost of materials, etc. once you've finalized the payroll here, or the pay information here, you can pull your P&D statements too. And just to show you what that looks like there, you can pull that out and again, print and export it out. As well, you can reopen it similar to the payroll. And again, you can use a modular for CIS, or you can use your bank file as well. You can also send your CIS 300 monthly returns through BrightPay to the CIS module too. And you can also verify any subcontractors through the software too. So yeah, that's CIS. That is, it's very easy to use. It's very similar to the payroll software. And like I said, it's no extra cost as well. Before I go into BrightPay Connect, just to show you as well, you can go straight onto our online documentation on our website through the software here. You can contact our support team. So obviously you can call or email them, but you can also attach the file in here. So if you were having a very specific issue with one employee and it's hard to explain it over the phone, you can just select your file, pop in what your question is, and the support team will get back to you as well. And then if there are any updates throughout the tax year, you can check here, but you will get notified when you open up the software too. So yeah, that's just a very brief overview of the payroll software. If anyone does have any questions, I can touch on them towards the end of the demo, but I would just like to show you BrightPay Connect before we open up the Q&A. So BrightPay Connect, like I described earlier, it's basically, it's a portal where clients will have access to their payroll information. The employee will also be able to access Connect through an app on their phone, or they can log in through a browser. One of the main benefits of BrightPay Connect as well is that it backs up your payroll data to the cloud every 15 minutes to Microsoft Azure. So every time you close the software down, it'll back it up, or it'll do it every 15 minutes. So I can take a little manual backup here now if I so wish to. So with the backups, they're all stored here. So if, for example, your computer broke or your server broke down or got hacked and all your payroll information has been deleted, with BrightPay Connect, you can just log in here and download your last backup, and you can continue to run your payroll. So it's great peace of mind to have this feature here, especially when you're doing payroll for a large number of employees. You need that second backup, that second layer of security there, that if something ever happened to your computer or your server, you have a backup ready to go. As well, you can decide when you want the employees to have access to Connect, or when you want the payslips to be sent out to the employees. So you can customize this here. So for this company, I have it set that my employees will get their payslips 3 days before payday. You can do it on payday, after payday, before payday, and you can select the time as well. So you can really customize it to what way your clients would like it. Same with your P60s and P11Ds, you can also customize that there too. So what I'll do is I'll just go into BrightPay Connect here, and it'll make a lot more sense when I go into it. So first of all, I'm just going to show you the bureau section. So this section here is just for you and your company. No one else, none of your clients will see this section here. So this section will just have all your clients that are on Connect. So with BrightPay Connect, you can put all your clients onto it. You can pick a select few that will use it. And I'll touch on the billing in a section, but you only pay for what you use. So if you have 50 clients, you can put all 50 up, or you can put a select few up. And this is how you will go into each part of Connect here with your clients. The user tab. So with BrightPay Connect, you have two types of users. So we would recommend that you set your clients up as a standard user. You can also set your colleagues up to have access to BrightPay Connect. So it can be really great to give access to maybe someone in your finance team who wants to view reports or see what's outstanding to Hmrc. And then you can really you can set managers up as well. So you can really customize the level of access that you can give to some of your colleagues. So for example, here, if I have a manager that manages the logistics team, I can set them up on Connect just to approve annual leave for the account for their team. But they won't be able to see their employees' pay slips or reports or any documents on their portal. So you can really tailor the level of access that you want to give to your colleagues or even to your clients as well. You can give them access to everything, or you can kind of select, to give them a little bit less access. So it's very easy to do that. You pick your criteria here, and then you just pop in their name and their email, and your client will then be notified to set up their account, and they just create a password, and then they will have access to it. And admin has access to everything, so that's why we'd recommend to keep admins, keep them quite low, and then standard users, that's perfect to set your clients up or any colleagues in your company. Requests then. So this is a really lovely feature here for bureaus. So traditionally, when I talk to accountants, they say to me that they get payroll information from their clients via email, phone calls, WhatsApp. It's so many different forms. Sometimes clients are late sending payroll information across. So this, what I'm going to show you now is our payroll entry request. And just to explain before I go into it, it's basically where you will send a request to your client. They will get a notification to log into BrightPay Connect. They can enter in some pay information, hours worked, any additions or deductions. And once they've submitted that, you will then approve it, and it'll automatically update the payroll software for you. So it basically just cuts out, all the manual entry that you would have to do, but it also puts the kind of responsibility on your client to send the payroll information across, and it's done in a very safe and secure way as well. You can also batch do this for all your clients too, or you can do it individually. So I'm just going to show you how it works here. So I want to send this payroll entry request to one of my clients, called Sample Company, and the person here is Marie Fagan. And I want Marie to fill out the pay information for my month, the month of June. So I can ask her to input all the pay information for all the employees or just a subset. But for this, I'm going to click all. And you can type in some information here like, "Hi Marie, could you get this across to me by tomorrow close business? Please and thank you," and click submit. So once we send that across, Marie, now your client, will get a notification sent to her email to say you need to fill out the payroll information. So I'm just going to show you it from her side here. So here we go. So Marie will get an email like this: "Hi Marie, ABC Limited has requested that you fill in your payroll information for Sample Company for the month of June." So once we click start, Marie will then see all her employees here. Now she can click into each and every employee, and she can add in, some overtime, maybe some additions, deductions. And just bear in mind, Marie can only enter in what you have set up in the payroll software. So if you have set up an hourly rate of £15.70, she can only select that. She can't make up an hourly rate. It would have to be set up in the payroll software. Same for additions and deductions. She can't make up a new addition type. It's only what you have set up in the software. So we'll put in a gym membership here of £50, and we'll add in an hourly rate here as well, and we'll select all the different options in the payroll will come up. So we'll just put in a bank holiday pay there. As well, if Brooke here, for example, is going to leave, actually she is leaving, the client can put in the leave date as well. And just to show you, I'm just going to mark this one as complete as well. I'll go back to my list. If your client has a CSV file of all the hours worked, they can actually import it in here too. So rather than going into each and every employee, they can just import the payments, additions and deductions in. If they have a new starter, they can type in their information here, add in their bank details too. And again, this will all flow across to your payroll software and update it for you And just to show you here under Hector, if Hector was leaving, that's where you would enter in the date there. So we'll just mark the rest as all complete. So once your client is happy, they've entered in all the information, they can add in a comment back to you as well. And everything is timestamped too. So, you know, if they said that they did send it to you on Friday at 2 p.m. and you never received it, you know, it's all timestamped here, so you can check when it was sent across. So we'll click I'm finished. And then what will happen is you as the Bureau will get a notification now to say Marie has sent her payroll information across. So when we go into the payroll software here, you'll now see that there's this kind of orange cloud, and that means there's a payroll entry request ready to be downloaded. So if I go in here, I can see that it's been sent from Marie. So I want to view it and approve it. And you can have a quick overview of what they've done and make sure you're happy with it too. And once you are happy with it, you just click all looks good and ready to load into BrightPay. And we'll click OK. And now all that payroll information will automatically update within the payroll software. So if I go in here, if I go in here now, and if I go into Brooke, sorry, I need to move this out of my way. Sorry now. So if I go into requests, I can click download and apply. And once I do that, you'll now see my extra hour come in here and my addition as well. And that's been all done. So it just cuts out any kind of errors that do happen with manual entry. It streamlines your payroll process, and you know, it's a really safe and secure way of getting your payroll information from your client. So all you need to do now is finalize your payslips, send your FPS, and send any pension contributions, pay your staff, and you're good to go. We do also have another feature here called the payroll approval request, and again, you can do this batch. So this is just similar to the payroll entry. It's just where your client will approve or maybe not approve the payroll. So it works the very same. They don't have to input in any payroll information, but it just gives your client the access to either approve or deny the payroll to be done. And it works the very same. So I'll just show you very briefly here how it looks. So again, we'll just go in here, and your client can then have a good look over the payroll, see if they're happy with it, and if they are, they can approve it, or if something doesn't look right, they can just reject it. So this is a really nice way of communicating with your clients and getting their approval. The billing section here will just show you, how much BrightPay Connect is going to cost. I will touch on that towards the end of the session, but you can access any of the bills. You can download each of the invoices there too. And then just in the settings tab, you can set up the two-factor authentication if you wish. And you can also add your logo in here, just so each time your client logs in, they'll see your branding here too. You can also enable Hmrc payment updates. So I'll touch on that in a moment, but basically that just allows your client to enter in how much they've paid for Hmrc. And once they've done that, it'll update the payroll software for you. So what I want to show you now is how BrightPay Connect, how it looks like when your client logs in. So once you set your client up in BrightPay Connect, this is the dashboard that they will see here. So any kind of notifications will be here on the left, then the company information will be here on the right. Amounts due to Hmrc will also be displayed, and any kind of calendar information will be here too. So your client then will have access to all their employees here, and they can download the payslips, and then they can invite the employees on. So it's really easy to invite the employees. You need to have an email address in the payroll software first, then your employees emailed out an invitation, they set up their password, and then they have access to all their information. They can download our app on the App Store then as well. Subcontractor information can also be accessed here through Connect 2, where you can export or print any P&D statements. And then the reports that I showed you in the payroll software will all be displayed here too. So your client can come in here, and they can download their reports to a CSV file. They can download them to a PDF, and they can access these reports at any point. This is all cloud-based here, so they can log in anywhere and download their reports. And it just saves you having to do it every week or every month. And just to, I suppose, just to show you what it looks like, I can just go in here just to show you. So again, you can just select your employees, the to and from date, and click Run Report. And then they can just export it out here to the PDF or CSV. Calendar information then. So this section here can be enabled or disabled. I know sometimes your clients might have different softwares for this, but basically it's an overview of all your employees and who's out on certain leaves. So you can see here, Adana's out sick this week, Kelly's on leave, and then Adana's on maternity leave too. So it's just really good to have an overview of each of your employees and what leave they're on. Just to note, employees can only request annual leave or unpaid leave. They can't request sick leave or maternity leave. Only their manager can mark the calendar for these other leave types here. And like I said, this can be taken off and closed off if it's something that you don't require. Hmrc Payments then. So this is where your client can log in and see how much is outstanding to Hmrc. You can also set a reminder up that on the 15th of every month, your client will be emailed a reminder to pay their outstanding balance. And when they do that, they can log in here and they can actually select how much is due and what date they paid it. And once they click submit, that will then update the payroll software under the Hmrc tab in here. It'll update that section there automatically. And then again, they can pull out their reports here. They can download their P30 report too. The document section, this is definitely one of my favorite parts of Connect as well. And it's something that clients really love to use. So any kind of a PDF document can be uploaded here. So it could be a company handbook, contracts of employment, any policies that you may have. And basically you can give access to these documents to all the staff or just to obviously one specific employee. But it's a great facility that clients love to use. They obviously upload the file here, and then they can select, maybe they want to give this to all employees, or they can actually make this document available just to maybe one specific department as well. And as well, they can make it visible indefinitely, or just make the document visible for maybe 1 month. One other great benefit to this as well is that you can actually see when an employee has actually viewed the document. So if you go into the activity log here, it'll actually let you know if an employee has viewed the document or not. And you can also send them a notification to say, look, I see you haven't viewed this very important document. Could you please have a look at it today? And yeah, you can send that notification straight across the employee. And like I said, the calendar can be turned on and off. You can enable certain settings for the employees here. So maybe you don't want them to request annual leave. You can turn that off here if you want to do that. And then the employer details. So again, you can set up here. Your client can put in their login or their logo here. So each time their employee logs in, they will have access to, they'll be able to see their logo. And then just before I finish up and Connect, I just want to very briefly just show you what it looks like from the employee side. So when the employee logs in, they'll see notifications, their calendar information, and their personal information here. So with GDPR, it is very important that employees are able to update their address and their next of kin details. So that can be done here through BrightPay Connect, and then that will automatically update the payroll software once approved. And then the calendar as well, they can see how much annual leave they've left. They can request time off, and it's great. They don't need to bother their manager. They can just come in here on their weekend off if they want. They see they've 18 days left, and then they might decide to pop in a week off. And then the document section, like I showed you a minute ago, all the documents that you make available to them will be here too. Their payslips will be here, and then any kind of HR documents will be here too. And again, this is super handy for employees that might be going for a mortgage application. They don't need to get their pay slips off their manager or their contract. They can just log in here and download it when they wish to do so. So that's a very kind of brief overview on BrightPay Connect. I'm just going to go through the pricing now. So just bear with me there till I touch on the pricing. So just before I do that, just before I finish up, just to mention that BrightPay is an award-winning payroll software. So we won Payroll and HR Software of the Year for 2021 in the Luca Awards. And then in 2020, we won an Accounting Excellence Award for our COVID-19 Hero Award. And at the moment, our products are used to process payroll for over 330,000 businesses across the UK and Ireland, and that number is growing significantly month on month. And yeah, it is across the UK and Ireland. And yeah, we've been developing software for the past 30 years. And our MD, Paul Byrne, was an accountant. So he has developed our software from an accountant's perspective, and he's tried to make it as user-friendly and as efficient as possible. BrightPay has a 99% customer satisfaction rate, and we have a 5-star rating on both Trustpilot and Software Advice. And just to touch on the pricing then, so we've 2 different prices here at BrightPay. So we have a standard pricing, so that's if you're processing payroll for one company. And the prices range there from £109 to £229 per tax year. And then we have a bureau version where it's for bureaus who process payroll for a number of clients. And again, that can range from 10 clients up to unlimited clients. And the pricing there ranges from £279 up to £559. And again, all our prices are per tax year. They exclude VAT, and each license can be installed on up to 10 PCs or devices. And then just to touch on the BrightPay Connect pricing. So this is an additional cost to the payroll software. It's a monthly subscription, and it's based on the usage in that month. So you only pay for what you use. So the invoicing is invoiced monthly in arrears based on the number of employees that you have on your payroll within that month. So for example, if you have 10 employees on your payroll, it would cost £4.21. If you have maybe 500 employees across 50 clients, you pay £108.21 per month. And we have like a live calculator on our website. So if you have 480 employees, you'll get a specific cost per month there. So that's just the BrightPay Connect pricing. And then I suppose I would just like to open up the floor to any questions that anyone may have. I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for listening in today. I hope you found that beneficial. I'm sure as you can see, BrightPay, it's very user friendly. There's lots of time-saving features there that will help streamline payroll processes, improve that service offering to your clients. And yeah, just an overall a great software to use. So yeah, I'll just open up the floor there if there's any questions.
Excellent, thanks, Ellen. I think that's been really informative, and you've covered a lot of ground there, which I suppose is testament really to the functionality that BrightPay is able to offer. So well done on that. You've crammed a lot into the 40-minute session there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as Ellen says, please feel free to drop any questions into the Q&A box. We have actually had quite a few as we've been going through, and we've been answering those away in the background. But yeah, please do feel free to drop any questions into the Q&A box now, and we'll address them before we finish. In fact, one's just come straight in.
Okay.
Connect pricing on top of bureau prices. That's how the question reads. I'm not entirely sure if that's framed correctly. Just to decipher. Well,
the way that works is you can use the bureau, the payroll software, and then you can use BrightPay Connect as well. So you can use both. They both work together. Or you can just use the BrightPay payroll itself. So it's up to you, I suppose, which option you'd like to use.
Perfect. just whilst we're waiting for any more questions to drop in, I should say that, actually we had a question coming. Can we watch and rewind this video later? Yes, you can. We'll send the recording out to everybody at the conclusion of this session. So that'll be done this afternoon. We did a case study recently with a mutual user. We've got quite a few mutual users across BrightPay and Accountancy Manager, and they were, I suppose, commenting on the similarities between two different organisations. I think you kind of just touched on it there in regards to the awards that you've won recently are very similar to ourselves, but also about the ethos of the company and the background of the founders. Paul Byrne, as you said, was an accountant in practice before he started BrightPay, as was our founder, James Byrne. He was operating in his own accountancy practice before setting up Accountancy Manager. We've had another question come in. Any import from Colsoft? That question's coming from
yeah.
Peter.
So that's for our Irish software. So we don't have a direct import from Colsoft, but our migration team will be able to assist you in moving the data across. So what I would recommend, Peter, in that instance will be to touch base with us. We'll set up a call with you and our migration team, and they'll be able to give you a bit more information on how to import across from Colsoft. Usually it will be through the RPN, but I would suggest a call with the migration team. I see another question there is Connect, the online version. So Connect it's the portal for your client and the employees. The payroll is processed on the payroll software itself, and Connect then is just the portal. Once we go fully cloud-based, it'll all be in the one version, and you'll be able to access it, anywhere in the world with just the one login. Okay, so another question here. When receiving a notifications from Hmrc about student loan, for example, or a tax code update, is there any way to update the software within that information with one click? Or does it have to be done manually? So with that question there, within the coding notices section, you'll be able to download any changes to the employee information. So if there's a student loan or a tax code change, that can be done through the coding notice section. Another one is, when is the cloud-based software due to be launched? So it's in beta testing at the moment. We don't have an exact date yet. We hope maybe for the new tax year, but we are just in beta testing at the moment. We'll be getting some current customers to test it out shortly too. So unfortunately, I don't have an exact time frame just yet, but we are hoping around the new tax year next year. So yes, there is two separate charges. You have BrightPay Payroll and BrightPay Connect. And yeah, they both work together, or if you just want to use the payroll software, that's fine, or you have the option to use Connect for all your clients or a select few. One question that does come up quite often is, if an employee leaves, are you still charged for Connect? So you're only charged within that 1 month. For BrightPay Connect, after the following billing, you won't be charged. Another question that often comes up is, if there's a leaver, will they still have access to Connect? So you can give them access for as long as you wish. Most bureaus tend to give the employees access to Connect for maybe a month or so, and then after that they'll cut it off. The next question I can see there: what are the prices for the cloud-based software? We don't have pricing just yet on that, but it should be within the region of the cost of the payroll and the Connect together. But no costings on that yet. But once we do, it'll be all there on the website for customers to have a look at. We're not going to make customers move to our cloud-based software either, so you will have the option to stay on the desktop if you wish, or there will be an option to move to the cloud software.
Excellent. I think I was just about to say, I think there you go. I was going to say, I think you've addressed all the questions, but this one that's just come in is more of a comment. Yes, as it's saying, we're very excited about the cloud-based software, as we all are. Absolutely. Yeah,
it'll definitely be brilliant. It's something customers have been looking for some time now, so it's great that we've been able to create it. And yeah, once we've more information on it, we will make sure customers know about pricing, know when it'll be launched. We'll make sure customers know what features will be in it, and the benefits of it. So in terms of pricing, I don't have just the definite pricing at the moment. it should be based around what the price of the payroll software and Connect is together. But again, it will just have to kind of wait and see till close to the time. We don't have pricing just yet.
It's too embryonic at this stage to be saying anything, I suppose, in regards to pricing. So can you
target net pay? Yeah, we have a net gross option in the software there too. Yeah.
I'm just giving it a second before I say I think we've answered all the questions. So can BrightPay software be accessed from Accountancy Manager? That is something that we're kind of discussing at the moment about how the two pieces of software are going to integrate. It's we haven't got any firm plans on it at the moment. Of course, it's the sort of thing that we will be talking to our users about as well, about how they see the benefit of some sort of integration. But so at the moment, no, but we are, of course, in discussions about how we can integrate the two products further.
Will there always be a desktop version? Yeah, so like I said, there will be a desktop version available to customers, and then there will be the option to go onto our cloud-based software too, and we'll make that integration really easy to move from desktop to the cloud. Yeah, it will make it as seamless as possible.
Excellent. Okay, and I think we have actually answered all the questions, which I think it's great to get questions. It shows people are interested in the software, interested in what you demonstrated today. Desktop version, we'll talk to Xero or QuickBooks, etc. Yeah,
we do. We have an API there for the journals across to Xero and QuickBooks. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, so hopefully we were able to answer those questions. Thanks so much for your time today. I really enjoyed showing you BrightPay. I hope you're impressed with it, and do touch base with us if it's something that you are interested in moving across, or if you want to even talk to our migration team, or if you've even just a few questions or concerns about moving across, do touch base. We'd be more than happy to talk to you and assist you on that journey of moving across. I have another question here with additional charges. I'm not sure. I mean, the only additional charge is to BrightPay is Connect, and then modular, you set that up with modular, you pay modular separately, and then we facilitate that within the software, but we don't charge extra for P11Ds, CIS, automatic enrollment. I think what we really pride ourselves on at BrightPay is being open and transparent, not having these secret little charges in there. And we don't tie customers into contracts, or you don't need to give us a notice period if you want to leave. So we're very different from our competitors in that sense. Can you send a journal to Sage 50 Cloud? Graham, do you know the answer to that one there?
Yeah, I know I think it's Sage Business Online. I'm not quite sure if Sage 50 Cloud though is one of those included in the list. I know they've a few different options there, but I don't think Sage 50 Cloud is one of them.
Yeah, we'd have to just look into that one offline and get back to you. It's not one that jumps to mind. If we don't, there is just that generic option where you can map, so that should be fine.
Excellent. I'm conscious of time as well, so perhaps we should kind of wrap it up here. And I think if there's any outstanding questions, perhaps get in touch with the BrightPay team and discuss your specific situation, and they'll be delighted to talk to you. And as Ellen said, the migration team will be able to help you. Excellent. Okay. Well, what we'll do, we'll close it here. As I say, we're going to follow up with everybody that's registered for today's session anyway, so you get the opportunity to ask any outstanding questions. And yeah, we'd be delighted if you have a look at the software. Ellen, thanks very much for your time today, and thank you very much for showing people around.
No problem. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent. Cheers. Bye now. Bye.